Hi, I'm Julia and this isn't my shed. So this is the readout for my lathe. Unfortunately, I've lost some digits, as you can see here, and the self-test gives the same result. I've had this as an intermittent fault for a while, but now it seems to be permanent. So I'm not sure what's going on, so I'm going to take the back off and have a look. So luckily I was able to find the pinout of the 7-segment displays, and what I found is that the common cathode anode, not quite sure which, is on pins 13 and 14. So I've put this this probe is on 14, which is for the column that's not working, and it's working now. But basically what I found is the signal was very strange. It had a different ground reference, the wrong power level. It just didn't look the same as all the other columns. So then what I did was I had a hunch that these big transistors, NPN transistors, were controlling the columns, because it's the only power devices really, apart from the digit drivers, which are all these chips. So I thought, oh, maybe that's the column. So I went along and DG4C I found had the same dodgy signal, so that's obviously the driver for the column that wasn't working. And I pressed on the large tab while I was probing it, and since I've done that, it's all working fine. So all that column's come back in. So what that suggests to me is a dodgy solder joint on that transistor. So well, I'm quite pleased that I managed to find that, to be honest. I'm going to fire up the soldering iron and just put a little bit of extra solder on the output tab, which is the large pin, and we'll see if we can fix it permanently. So just to prove I'm not making it up, that's all of the channels working nicely. Yeah, so I'll power off, fire up the soldering iron, see just reflow that transistor. So just to be on the safe side, I've reflowed all of the column transistor output tabs, which is the large tab. I've given them a quick clean with IPA. They look all right there. They did look a teeny bit dry, to be honest, so hopefully that's sorted them out. Maybe not quite enough heat. So yeah, and now we have all columns, so happy days. So that was a cheap fix. That saved me sort of £160, £170 buying a new unit, so pleased with that. So I'll just give you a quick overview of the PCB before I put the unit back together. These large chips are segment drivers, so they each pin effectively drives one segment of a 7-segment display, and you can see there's some more over this side for the alphanumeric displays, which is this top right, and then there's one for each XYZ there. These are all multiplexed, so all of the columns of the displays are all connected together, and the columns are driven by these large transistors. We have a microcontroller in the middle. There's some buffer devices, not the large one, but I believe these are buffer devices which go off to the TTL scales. And then there's a large, I think that's probably some sort of FPGA, which handles the switches which come in through these. So this FPGA handles inputs. So there's an optional RS232 on this side, which I haven't got, and then there's all of the switches which come in on this ribbon cable in the corner. So that's an overview of all the devices. If we look on the other side of the board, you've got the switches and the displays. So these are all dual display units. All the ones on the left hand side are 7-segment. The ones on the right hand side are multiple segment alphanumeric type displays. And then you have a 5-volt 3-amp power supply there, which just comes into the board on these 2 wires. The power section, you've got a 3.3-volt regulator and a 1.5-volt regulator there. So that's sort of a very brief overview of the Sino display board. Hope that's useful for somebody. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.